Hi, welcome to the Keisha Podcast Talk Show. In this episode, we're going to talk about know your potential. Know your potential. What does potential mean? Unrealistic, unrealized ability. I'm not going to say unrealistic. I'm going to say unrealized ability. That sometimes we don't realize our potential. That sometimes when we find ourselves in careers, or we find that we're not growing in the way that we want to grow, we're not advancing in the ways that we want to advance in our lives and our choices, I think that is considered to be stagnant. But I also think that it's more to unrealistic, not knowing your full potential. What if I told you that I have a master's degree? And what would I told you that after I got my master's degree in exercise psychology, that I turned around and I became an advanced specialist. And as an advanced specialist, I became advanced in strength and conditioning training, tactical conditioning training. I also became a nutritionist as well as a certified personal trainer. And you may ask, why the advanced certifications in that area, in that field? Why? Because I have a MBA in exercise psychology. I have a bachelor's degree in computer science. I have over 35 plus years of experience in customer service when it comes to customer service management, problem solving, claims, people, relations, you name it. And you may wonder, why am I not working in my field? Why am I not? Because when I put out my resume, I began to encounter this situation where people began to try to utilize your skills and your talents and your resume to better their positions or their current titles and things like that. I always made it a point to never apply for a job that I wasn't qualified to work. And once I became a specialist, I seek to find a certain type of job doing a certain thing in reference to what? My degree, my field. Why? Because I was already a licensed pharmacy technician. And with being a licensed pharmacy technician and having a bachelor's degree in computer science and an MBA in exercise psychology, exercise psychology is the study of the body's responses to physical activity. And these responses include changes in metabolism and in psychology of different areas of the body, like your heart, your lungs, your muscles. And the reason what made me get my MBA in that is because as being a certified pharmacy technician and licensed in that field, you have to know all about all the chronic illnesses and everything out there. And so learning all about your drugs, every type of drug there is, what the causes, what's the side effects, what's the brand, what's the generic brand, how they interact with this, what's the classification. So once you kind of learn things on that kind of level, then it made me want to go into the fitness, more of the fitness aspect of things, because I wanted to help people be on their path to better health, because I realized that some of the issues that most people are facing is simply because they just don't exercise. They're not physically active. They don't have anything that's keeping them moving, or keeping their bones moving, keeping their joints moving, keeping them healthy, keeping them elevated. And basically, when you just kind of like doing nothing, then that kinds of does what to your body? That's what causes arthritis. That's what causes your bones and your joints and things like that to begin to stiffen up. That's what make your bones and things like that more fragile. You're more susceptible to falls and things like that. So I wanted to begin to make a difference in the point of being able to shape the future by helping people to take back control of their health. I worked in a pharmacy for over the last 8 years, and when you in that pharmacy, you see everything. There is not one single thing that I could not do in that pharmacy that the pharmacist could not do. Basically, I was doing the pharmacist's job. The only thing that the pharmacist had to do when he came in was unlock the door, because he had the combination to unlock the door, that code. I had a code to open the store, but I could not open that pharmacy without that pharmacy manager. Why? Because the pharmacy manager holds that degree. And if it was just based upon your skills and your degree, then yes, I could be a pharmacist. Actually, I really can be a pharmacist. But my point is, people have neglected exercise, and they have failed to realize that exercise is very important to human health. And this go all the way back, and we go all the way back to the Greek and ancient times. But this is not what the podcast is about. The podcast is about knowing your potential. Do you know your potential? I have potential to do basically anything that I set my mind to do. I should be on a job making 6 to 7 figures. I have the capabilities and everything that's necessary to open my own business. That's why I began with the nutrition. That's why I began with the one-on-one personal training. That's why I came out with my podcast. And the reason why my podcast is on more than just health and fitness is because of the fact that I have that degree in computer science, because I have the MBA in exercise psychology, because I have those advanced specialist certifications. That's why I am able to go into more of a wider range of things, and things that matter, things that makes the difference, things that we need to talk about, things that needs to change, things that we need to include more in our just everyday conversations. It always says, how do you find your potential? Okay, they say identify your inner voice. Make conscious efforts, continuous efforts. Define your goals. Set milestones. Accept your failures. Celebrate your success. And I tell my clients all the time, celebrate you. No matter what it is that you're doing, celebrate you. I have my clients to always set realistic goals. Goals that's within their means of achieving and accomplishing. I've been offering a free fitness assessment since I began, and you'll be surprised at how many people, they may go and they work out, and guess what? They have no regards to whether or not what they're doing is gonna make a difference, satisfactory within their means, or anything. Exercise psychology is basically, you can go more on the sporting side or clinical. And because I am licensed as a pharmacy technician, I'm able to kind of keep it in both. Okay? And I can work with professional athletes. I can work with your occupational athletes. I'm geared more towards that advanced fitness level. I can work with your military. I can work with your law enforcement. I can probably just go out there and honestly just teach a boot camp. I have implemented over 6 different programs. I specialize in personalized personal fitness, which means I am dedicating my programs to the individual. Everybody can't do what everybody can do. Everybody's not on the same physical level. Everybody's not on the same don't have the same capabilities. Just because your neighbor may be able to go out there and lift 100 pounds doesn't mean that you should be trying to lift 100 pounds. You may only need to be doing 25 pounds. So I try to cater my programs more towards people as individuals. I'm always on call 24 hours a day. I'm more of a support, which means I'm here to help you if you get stuck, provide continuance, encouragement, motivation. What is personal potential? Have anybody ever asked you, do you know your potential? They say that before understanding your potential, you must first understand what personal potential really means. What does personal potential means? I personally feel that personal potential is individual. Is you as an individual. Is your potential. Is what do you have the potential to do. Just because you're not a doctor, it doesn't mean that you don't have that potential to become a doctor. It just means that you did not decide to pursue that. Just because you're not a firefighter doesn't mean that you don't have the potential to be a firefighter. It just means that you did not make that decision to become a firefighter. Just because you may be working as a general manager, it doesn't mean that that's not within your potential. It doesn't mean that you can't go to become a regional manager. So my definition of potential is one's capability in the belief in themselves. According to the dictionary, it says that your true potential is supposed to be an activity that you can do amazingly with meaningful, very minimal effort. So, do you think that if you decide that you want to go take up a hobby, and that hobby is golf, so they're saying that your personal potential is you should be able to go out there and play golf simply because that's part of your personal potential. I don't think that that's correct. And I'm going to tell you why. Because golf is a skill. You have to know how to play it in order to be successful at it at any level. Even if you're a beginner. If you've never played the game, then how can you be good at it? Same thing with tennis. If you never played tennis, are you supposed to be able to just go walk out there, get a tennis racket, get a ball, have an opponent that's skilled or have the experience in playing, and you think you're going to win? No, you're not. Why? Because the other person has the experience. The other person know the concept of the game. The other person has played the game. That's just like two people playing chess. If neither person has never played chess, one can't really outwin the other. Why? Because they don't have the skills. Chess alone is skill. You have to have the skills to play the game. If you don't know how to maneuver, you'll never win. I don't care if you play against an 8, 9, 11, 12-year-old. Some of the greatest players they ever played the game of chess have been very young, under the age of 14, and they were like masterminds. But do you think they just woke up one day and just said, okay, I'm about to play chess, and became fantastic just like that? Or they just knew the concept just because they decided that they want? No, but they had that potential. They had that interest. To be successful in anything in life, you have to have the interest in doing so. You can provide someone with all the training in the world to do something. But if that person doesn't really have a true interest, they're not going to be great at it. They'll be okay, but they'll never be great at it because they don't have it's not a desire. Sometimes we do things because it's what others want you to do. Others want that to be, we hear people all the time and say, oh, well, my daughter gonna be a doctor. Oh, well, my daughter gonna be a nurse. No, my daughter gonna be a surgeon. No, my son gonna be an astronaut. No, my son gonna be a lawyer. No, my son gonna be an engineer. But what is it that they want to do? What is it that person wants to do? What does that person's potential indicates? A lot of times people are all about these status. But what qualities do you build within yourself? There's no magic wand that brings out your inner potential except your own what? You. Only person can bring that out of you is you. You see people all the time paying all this money and they try doing cheer. And then you see sometimes where they don't pay. And your child decided, oh, I just want to try out because I want to be a cheerleader. Do that mean that there wouldn't be a great cheerleader? No. That just means that you got these parents over here that's paying for their child to be a cheerleader. Most times you have certain sports and they target what? Money. Because if you don't have the money, then how can they make money? They can't. So everything that they do is based upon what? People with money. People that can pay what? The money. People that is interested in what? Their child's what? Goals, dreams, talents. That's what it's about. That's what they pursue. Because they know that if a child have that desire and they want to really do something, then they gonna stop at absolutely nothing in order to be good at it. They say identify your inner voice. Bear in mind that you're not looking for your potential, but you're only trying to figure out what it is that you truly want in life. I know what it is that I want in life. I know what it is that I want to do. Okay? Is it my fault that I'm not doing it? No, it's not. Sometimes you can apply for a job and provide everything and know that you qualify and everything, and for whatever reason, you don't get that job. Don't know why you don't get that job, but you don't get that job. And you wonder, why don't I get that job? Why didn't I get that job? I know that I was very capable of doing everything in that job, but yet I didn't get that job. They say SMART goals. Everybody know what SMART goals are, right? Everybody have heard of SMART goals. Specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. SMART goals. Visualize what you want. Identify your why. Figure out your how. Make a what? Impact. So, I'm saying know your potential because I know my potential. But yet, I don't have the job that I so desire. Even with the degrees. Because I have always had to deal with the what? The envy, the jealous. My resume. And then now you have people, and the first thing they say, don't put your picture on your resume. Don't put your picture on your resume. And the reason why I use that resume format is because you have so many people trying to utilize what? Your skills and your talent. So as long as that picture is there, then you know that this person matches that person picture. This picture is this person. This is me. You're looking at me. You're looking at my picture. You see who I am. But yet I still have not gotten what? The job. They say be specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time bound. Those are defined again as I say SMART what? SMART goals. Smart goals. I set goals all the time. And I always make certain that every goal that I set is attainable and within reach. If I cannot achieve a goal, then I'm going to do all that I can in order to achieve that goal. But first, I'm not even going to set a goal if it's not measurable. If it's not attainable. If it's not within my something that I know that I can achieve or accomplish, even if it's hard or difficult. When you're trying to understand your potential, it's what it is that you set forth to do and feel that you have, honestly, the potential to do it. We all have the potential to be great. We all have that potential to have success. We all have that potential to learn new skills. We all have that potential to lead, to guide, to be a better person. We all have that potential to gain new skills, to get job promotions, to learn things, to go through a training. We all have the potential. But the question is, do we utilize or exercise or use our potential fully? And most of us do not. Most of us do not use our full potential. You don't need nobody to sit down with you and write out no game plan as far as how you go up the corporate ladder. We all know how you can climb and advance up the corporate ladder. But lately, we also know that it's been about who you know. We also know that if you got somebody that's sitting in a particular position, and then they best friends with somebody else, and they got a position that open, they probably not even gonna post a position. Because they done already handpicked it for whom? They friend. I've had people tell me that. Oh yeah, that position is vacant. But we're not going to post the position because it's already filled. I got a friend that's coming from such and such and they're going to fill that position. Even though you might be the next in line, even though you might be there, even though you qualify. But in the meantime, we just want you to fill in for that person until they get here. I've been on a job as a manager, okay? And I should have became the store manager. I was cross-training to not only be able to open that store and do everything in that store, but also know everything and how to do everything in that pharmacy, okay? And the store manager at the time wanted to become district manager, but they didn't get that position, so they quit. So the store manager's position was open, and I'm already working at that store. But yet I'm doing every single thing that the store manager was doing. I'm making deposits. I'm doing the schedule. I'm opening. I'm closing. I'm doing inventory. I'm unloading the truck. I'm doing the BOH. I'm doing all the aspects, training. I'm doing all the aspects of that store. Okay? I'm on conference calls. Everything that store manager would be doing, I'm doing. And so I'm steady wondering, well, when y'all gonna post a position? When y'all gonna post a position? And you know what he tells me? Oh, we're not gonna post it. It's already filled. I got a best friend that's coming from such and such out of state, but they gonna be here in 90 days. So in them 90 days, we want you to run that store. Okay? I didn't get a pay raise. I didn't make the store manager's salary until that person got there. All I did was got the authorization to run that store. That's it. Nothing changed in pay. Now, do you think that was fair? Of course it wasn't fair. Because I was qualified. And I was already being trained as a MIT, which is a manager in training. But yet I didn't get the job because this person that was in that position to fill the job had already handpicked a friend to come from another store and fill that position. That's the thing that we run into when we're on these jobs, and we have been on jobs for a long time. It's always somebody that they know. Do that make it fair? Hell no, it's not fair. There's nothing fair about that. Because every time you got a position that comes up, you get looked over. And you're going to continue to get looked over. Because they're already handpicking before the position can They're not going to post a position. And if they post a position, they're just posting a position because that's what you got to do when it comes to certain positions. Knowing that it's already filled. Knowing that you don't have absolutely no chance of getting that position, but yet they still make you go through all the preliminaries. Knowing that they done already chose somebody before that position even was posted. I've seen it. Every time it came around, different positions. Here they come. And guess what they were doing? Then that person might have been a regional manager, and then that person moved up to the next position. And then that person that was under that person moved up to their position. And they kept doing it, and then they just kept doing it, and they just kept doing it. And then eventually, when I was at the point to where I should have became DM, district manager, I knew all the pharmacists. I knew most of all the stores. All the store managers. I'm traveling all around this state. Okay, I'm vaccinating people. I'm doing it all. I'm busting my ass for this company. And then when I got looked over again, then I just politely just said, you know what? This obviously is not the job for me. And it wasn't. So even with the degrees, even with the skills, even with the qualifications, the experience, it's all about who ass you kissing at the end of the day. And I'm just one of these type of people. I'm not going to kiss nobody's ass to do a job, because if I can do the job, what the hell I need to be kissing anybody's ass for? I'm doing it the right way. But if you was doing it the right way, then we wouldn't be there wouldn't be no problem, because people would advance and have promotions. They would have fair opportunities. There would be room for growth. I know my potential. And I know my potential is extraordinary. And if it's something that I know that I can't do, then I'm going to learn how to do it. And if I'm doing something the wrong way, then I'm going to learn how to do it the right way. I know my potential. See, can't nobody make me feel that I am inferior. Or I don't know this or I don't know that. No, I may not know everything. Don't claim to know everything. But I damn sure know how to go out there and do a damn job and get promoted and climb up the corporate ladder. I know how to make money. I know how to open a business. I know how to not to get cheated out my money. I know how to grow. I know how to develop. I know how to train. I know how to lead. I know how to defend. And I know how to whoop any goddamn body ass if it came down to it. Because that's my That's my right to protect self. And whatever that includes, that defines self. Yeah, I may have a lot more skills than this person over there. But I also been trained to have those skills. I'm Keisha. And you've just been listening to Know Your Potential. I'm Keisha with the Keisha Podcast Talk Show.